What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we are going to be doing a Manchester City transfer update. But before I crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, want to help to support my channel, then do subscribe. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. I am aiming for 21k subscribers. We're less than 150 subscribers away from that goal. Hoping to get there by the end of the year, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. And we're also going to be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout the winter transfer window coming up, so you do have that to look forward to, so do subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester City transfer news in the upcoming transfer window. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description below, sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. Once more, aiming for 300 likes. And lastly, don't forget, most importantly as well, to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say with regards to these transfers. Without further ado though, let's crack on with this video. We're going to start off first with some contract news, and we do have an update on James McAtee. Now, the last we heard from this is that he won't sign a new contract at Manchester City. City were growing pessimistic about him leaving. He's been linked with several clubs across England, including Manchester United and Liverpool as well, and City want him on a new long-term deal. Now, Football Insider are saying that Manchester City, they're growing in confidence that James McAtee will indeed sign a new long-term contract at Manchester City, which, if this article is to be believed, is brilliant news. And I am hoping that James McAtee will commit his long-term future to Manchester City, because he's a very promising young player and we want to keep the best of our upcoming prospects, and I definitely regard James McAtee as one of the most exciting prospects that Manchester City currently have coming through the academy. And yeah, he's on the tips of being in and around the first team squad as well, so hopefully we can get him on a new long-term deal and he can continue his progress at Manchester City. Now, moving on to the out, we have an update on Tommy Doyle. Now, Tommy Doyle, he's on loan at Hamburg right now. He's loving his loan at Hamburg. They're loving having him as well, which is fantastic to see. I will be having a loan report out at the next international break, which will be in March. I'm going to look at how all the City Academy players and all the other players are performing out on loan away from Manchester City, including speaking about Tommy Doyle, but he's doing it at this moment in time very well over in Germany, which is fantastic. So much so that Hamburg, they want Tommy Doyle on another season-long loan once his loan deal with them is done. Now, apparently, for him to be allowed to go out on loan again, all comes down to whether Manchester City want to loan Tommy Doyle out again, and whether Tommy Doyle would be part of the City first team plans or not. But apparently, if he isn't going to be part of the Manchester City first team squad, then apparently he would consider going back to Hamburg on another season-long loan. To me, I would even, if we don't see him as part of the City first team squad anytime soon, even consider selling him on a permanent basis and throw in a buyback option, a cheap buyback option, to bring him back to Manchester City in case he ends up making it and doing superbly well wherever he does end up going, and if not, getting a nice sell-on fee included on that is what I would go down if I was in charge of sorting out this transfer. But all this information has come from Abendblatt HSV over in Hamburg. Now, moving on, we've got an update on Raheem Sterling. Now, murmurs, they're coming in about Raheem Sterling back to Barcelona again. We heard this back in the summer, and they're coming back again, these rumours. And Pep Guardiola, he's spoken about this, and he said that Barcelona, they've got a big pull factor to them. They can influence signings to convince players to sign for them. To me, with Pep Guardiola's comments that was made, like 10 days or so ago, these comments are very interesting. It's also indicating towards there's definitely something going on behind the scenes between Raheem Sterling and Barcelona. They're definitely talking with each other. We know that Barcelona are interested in signing Raheem Sterling. We know that Raheem Sterling is reluctant to sign a new contract at Manchester City, and so I do feel like there is something going on there. Whether there's enough going on there to get a transfer sorted is a completely different matter. Now, I have heard rumours of a swap deal involving Frenkie de Jong and Raheem Sterling. Not too sure about that one, if I'm completely honest. I do like Frenkie de Jong. He's a decent central midfielder, but right now in the transfer market, when it comes down to priority central midfielders, he's definitely not option one for Manchester City when it comes down to signing players. I look at Barcelona's squad. They've got maybe 2 or 3 decent players, but other than that, I'm not too sure. And if it comes down to it, I'd probably rather have cash if Raheem Sterling was to be sold by Manchester City. I've heard rumours of £40 million, which to me is probably, 20-30 million pounds short of what I think the value should be for Raheem Sterling. But I do feel like if there is a permanent transfer to be had for Raheem Sterling, that'll happen in the summer rather than the January transfer window. Now, Gaughan, he's said that Raheem Sterling, he will not be leaving Manchester City this winter for Barcelona. Barcelona can only afford a loan at this moment in time. They cannot afford all of his wages for a loan deal to happen, and so therefore he's convinced that no deal will be done. The Times are saying that there's a growing feeling that Raheem Sterling will not be signing that new contract at Manchester City, which has cast new doubts onto his future. And so I'm sure by the end of the season we'll have more clarification when it comes to Raheem Sterling. I don't think this will be sorted in the winter. I think it will come in the summer. I'll be very surprised if Raheem Sterling leaves Manchester City in the winter, because the only option they have for him to leave, particularly to Barcelona, is a loan deal. If they can't afford all of his wage, why on earth would Manchester City sell a player out on loan for someone that we may not even be able to replace in the upcoming January transfer window? So to me, just simply doesn't make sense. And if Barcelona are interested in swapping a player, life's a lot easier in the summer than it is in the winter. But that remains to be seen. Now, another winger that's been linked with the exit door is Riyad Mahrez, but he's come out and said that the rumours of him leaving Manchester City, they're fake. He wants to stay at Manchester City. He wants to work with Manchester City. He wants to work with Pep Guardiola as well. And this has been confirmed by both Fabrizio Romano and an exclusive with City Xtra as well. So kudos to the lads working at City Xtra there, pulling in that scoop. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got an update on a new name, Christopher Nkunku of RB Leipzig. He's an attacking midfielder. He's attracting interest from Spain, Italy and England, and one of them clubs is Manchester City, who are having a good look at Nkunku, and apparently with lots of clubs interested, inquiries have been sent in from around Europe, and it is believed that Manchester City are one of the teams that are having a look at the possibility of signing Nkunku. However, he doesn't have a release clause. This is all according to BILD in Germany, and I have heard murmurs that if Raheem Sterling was to leave, Nkunku would be one of the players that City would look at. Again, I think it's a summer job rather than a winter job. We've got RB Leipzig coming up again pretty soon. We've scouted him once against us. Very impressive when we saw him play against us. He's got another chance to see what he can do. And always with players playing against Manchester City, you're playing that if you want to be able to make a move to Manchester City, then you want to impress, you want to make things happen, and I'm sure Nkunku's fully aware that not only City but other teams are also scouting him as well, so he'll want to put in plenty of impressive performances, so definitely one to keep an eye on. Now, moving on to the last transfer, Harry Kane, he's back in the headlines. Manchester City, they will not be putting in a bid for Harry Kane in January unless he makes it clear that he wants to leave Tottenham Hotspur. The latest on Harry Kane, Antonio Conte has come in as Tottenham Hotspur's manager. Harry Kane is delighted with that appointment. He wants to work with Conte, he wants to work with Spurs. So I highly doubt that between now and the January transfer window opening that something will happen and Harry Kane will communicate back to Spurs again like he did in the summer and say, I want to leave Tottenham Hotspur. I am not expecting that to happen. However, the longer the saga goes on into the summer again, I can see more and more interest coming in for Harry Kane. Whether that ship has sailed for him to join Manchester City remains to be seen. If he makes it clear he wants to leave and Tottenham Hotspur make it clear that they want to sell, City, I'm almost certain, will be interested, but I reckon there'll be other clubs interested as well. And my own personal feeling on this is that that ship has sailed for Kane to join Manchester City, but he still remains definitely a realistic option should he want to leave Tottenham Hotspur. I think Kane will decide at the end of the season, once he sees the direction that they're going in. Has Conte coming in worked for them? Are they heading in the right direction? Are they going to make the Champions League by the end of the season? Is it looking likely that within the 12 months after that they'll make the Champions League and fulfil the ambitions of Harry Kane? They're the questions that Harry Kane needs to be answered. But all while that's going on, his contract is ticking down. His value day by day is going down as well. City, are they wanting to make a bid and make their move or not? That does remain to be seen. Am I expecting that to come in January? Probably not. Might City do a bit of business in January though? Maybe. that remains to be seen. So there we go, that has been the transfer update. I do hope you enjoyed this transfer update. If you did enjoy this transfer update, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video. Aiming for 300 likes, on your help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also to leave your thoughts in the comments below with your thoughts of these transfers. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 21k subscribers, less than 150 subs away. We're very close, and like I said, we will be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout the winter-January transfer window for you guys to look forward to, so do subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you guys again very soon for the next Manchester City video. The international break still going on. I am going to have a look at some fullbacks that City could target in the January transfer window. That video will be up probably Wednesday for you guys to enjoy, and I'm hoping for maybe having another transfer video out by the end of the week before we get back into action with Manchester City resuming their season, starting off in the Premier League with a match against Everton next weekend. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.